Shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Rakakodash. I want to give double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and say peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists, that he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushai, which means he is the deliverer. Okay? We are the Hebrew Israelites. There's 12 tribes, all right? Today we're being called by bywords and proverbs such as Black, Native American, Seminole, Indian, Latin, Hispanic. Okay, but we're the people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel. The so-called white man, he's not white, he's red. They are the Idumeans, according to the Bible. All right, and this is an article from collapse.news. All right, and this is a pretty juicy article, which I'm going to bring out some information on it through the Spirit, you know, and I pray this be edifying. All right, it says Western liberal hegemony, which once thrived. Now, when it speaks about the West, it's dealing with Babylon the Great, okay, which you may call America, okay, which once thrived when people were still largely moral, could collapse by year's end, warns Hungarian PM, which that stands for Prime Minister, okay, and Hungary is actually a part of NATO. We're going to look it up. You know, we're going to do our research. It says, Hungary had found itself on the wrong side of its historical destiny, excluded from Europe and left out of the community of democracies. Viktor Orban, who was prime minister when Hungary joined NATO in 1999, understood this. So they joined later. They later joined NATO in 1999. Let's see when NATO was formed. NATO was formed April 4th, 1949 in Washington, D.C. So they joined about roughly 50 years later. Okay, so we have these Hungarian nation, all right, which is 50 years later, 1999, has been part of NATO, okay, for about a good 23 years now, 25 years now, okay. Now, this is what they're saying about the West. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban believes Western liberal hegemony, meaning Western civilization as a whole, needs to be destroyed because it has failed. What does it say in Revelation 17? These shall hate the whore. Okay. Now, of course, you know, originally, you know, how we break it down, which I'm going to get. I'm just going to have this queued up, and then we'll talk about it in a minute, okay? I'm going to go back. But yeah, originally how we break down Revelation 17, Hungary is not in there, you know, but now they are part of NATO, okay? So they're going to be part of the nations that hate the whore too, you know? As soon as the end of 2024, the Western world order, which is rooted in freedom and liberty, but with a moral underpinning that infiltrators have destroyed from the inside out, could reach its end. Speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC in Hungary, in Budapest, Orban blasted the current world order based on progressive liberal hegemony, adding that in his opinion, Western leaders are not fit to be leaders because of their never-ending obsession with war. Okay? Even beauty pageants know more about peace than corrupt Western leaders, Orban went to say at the gathering. Confusing the West of old with the West of now, Orban chided the hegemonic ideological control to which everyone must submit, which is of itself as a form of the F word, so originous that Babylon's founding fathers are probably rolling in their graves. Instead of actually governing we the people, as they are constitutionally bound to do so, U.S. and other Western politicians are turning state bodies into pools of oppression, which means they have to be stopped. The progressive liberals sense the danger, Orban added. The end of this era also means they're in. Okay, so we're at the end of this thing, and everybody knows it. Okay, now this is just doing my research, right? So I put in how many years have Babylon been at war versus being at peace. Okay, this is what came up. Moab military online. right? Why has the U.S. been fighting for 228 of the last 245 years? Okay, so you subtract 245 from 228, and you get the number 17, right? The U.S. has always regarded itself as an exceptional nation, an example for others to follow. Most Babylonians think of their country as a beacon of goodness, admired around the world. Former President Ronald Reagan once described the U.S. as a shining city on a hill, right? Because this is the scarlet covered whore that rided upon the beast, okay? So people look at this place as if it's paved with gold. There's X amount of opportunity, you know. Teammate with people of all kinds, living in harmony and peace. So that goes back to, Babylon being that melting pot. But you're going to get some precepts, real quick. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, and that wine is the immorality of this place. Their philosophies, their doctrines, their democracy, there's Aphorenos, their feminism, their transhumanism, and other trans things, man. They're changing of kinds, okay? He is a proud man, going back to Esau, Edom, Need to keep it at home, which, technically this is not his home, Babylon. It was stolen from the natives, okay? But he doesn't just stay at here. He goes all throughout the world. Who enlarged his desire as hell. Now, when you look up this word hell, right? Because some people think hell is a place underground where you burn forever. So let's just look up words. The word here for hell.
Strong's H, 7585. Sheol, Sheol.
The Hebrew
and
word there.
Second entry, Sheol, Sheol.
The Hebrew word there, shawa'al, which means the grave, okay? So let's break this down. It says, who enlarged his desire as the grave. The grave can never be satisfied because everyone that's on this planet has to die one day. It's not like the grave is going to be like enough. No. The grave is never satisfied. Neither are these devils, okay? And this is why they want total control of everybody. They want you to force you to take the rice device, okay? And is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations and heaped unto him all people. And that's Babylon being that melting pot, okay? Back in this article, Moab military, okay? It says, but the truth is most Babylonians won't see themselves the way others do, the way the rest of the world sees the West, okay? They see them as stupid, overweight, out of shape, can't think for themselves, spoiled, bitch-ass brats, That's why when this place get invaded and these foreign troops, they gonna go, they shall be as madmen sparing none, just like the scriptures say. It says, when Babylonians see life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, others see a nation that is brought for unfair interests and unjustified values, okay? What it says in Obadiah, that this place shall become greatly despised along with Esau. Okay. This is Obadiah, and look at that. Edom will be humbled. The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushai, which means he's the deliverer. Okay. Concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So all of these nations that were once weak, they're now saying they're strong. Okay? Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. This place is Edom, and the West is becoming greatly despised, even by its so-called allies. Check this out. Verse 3. The pride of thine heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. Okay, and that's their natural habitat. Okay, the mountains, the caves, called caves and cave dweller, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and that's the symbol for Babylon, is the symbol for the Greeks and the Romans. Okay? And though thou set thy nest among the stars, the satellites, the NASA, the Space Force, okay, then will I bring thee down, said Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Right? But the Lord is not going to leave any left. This says, go down to 18, there shall not be any remaining after they serve their judgment. Verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How is anything sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. So all these nations that are acting like they're at peace with this place, they secretly hate this whore. Okay? And they're going to help burn her with fire. And prevailed against her. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in them. All right, back in this article. Says Babylonians have forgotten or are unaware of the people who suffered in helping to build the U.S. into a global power. And they don't realize that their country has almost always been at war. At any given time, most Babylonians couldn't identify the countries where U.S. troops are fighting on their map because they don't know shit. Okay? Let alone explain why they are engaged in conflict. Since 1776, the U.S. has only been at peace for 17 years. Okay? Now check this out, because this is prophecy. It says Babylon colonists took up arms against Britain to win independence. European settlers then wiped out North Babylonians, indigenous people, in order to expand westward, which that's the tribe of Gad. Okay? And Babylon colonists taking up arms against Britain, well, that's Daniel 7. So let's get that. This is Daniel 7 and verse 8, right? And I considered the horns. Horns represent power, kings, okay, kingdoms. And behold, there came up among them another little horn. Another little horn is Babylon the Great, which is the USA, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots, right? Because Britain, which those three horns that were plucked up by the roots are the British, the Spanish, and the French. And Babylon went to war with these three nations to establish its independence on this land, right? That's why you had the Louisiana Purchase, all right? The French and Indian War, and the war against Britain, the War of Independence, okay? So those nations were all colonizing this place, but they were plucked up by the roots. And who did it leave? The Babylonians, okay? And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, which represents their wisdom, okay? But we know the scripture says that their wisdom had perverted thee, okay? And a mouth speaking great things. That's that blasphemy, okay? And it's still speaking great things, okay? Through its immorality that it pushes around the world, right? So you find that in this article, okay? Now, let's see. It says, American colonists took up arms against Britain to win independence. That's in Daniel 7. European settlers then wiped out North Babylon's indigenous people in order to expand westward. Well, that's Genesis 49:19. A troop shall overcome Gad, but he shall overcome at the last. All right? The natives of this land, the tribe of Gad, right? There were an estimated 10 million native people living on the continent when the settlers arrived by the 1900s. The estimated indigenous population was less than 300,000, okay? In an almost unbroken stream of wars and fighting, the U.S. expanded from 13 colonies to 50 states. So let's get that prophecy, man. Genesis 49 and verse 19 says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Who's Gad? The North American Indians, man. Okay, the people, indigenous people of this land. They're the tribe of Gad. That troop is going into the Babylonian American cavalries and armies that made war against them, that knocked their numbers down from millions to less than 300,000. Okay, It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, because that's how they got that land, continual war. But he shall overcome at the last. Look up the word last here.
Strong's H6119. I cave. I cave.
Which goes into the word what? Yaikwab. Which means what? To supplant. Look at it, says right here, heal. Right? What's the prophecy in Genesis? That the, in fact, let's just get it. You know? I always found that very, very spiritual. This is Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, said unto her, this is Rachel, the wife of Isaac, right? 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So these 2 men were to become 2 great nations. They were destined for it. Okay? And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, okay, all over like in hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. The Hebrew word there would be Ashashua, which means wasted away of tea, because he didn't come out with any pigmentation. Because this is Cain reincarnated. Remember, the Most High set a mark upon Cain. Okay, 26. And after that came his brother out. So Esau is the elder. Remember, the elder shall serve the younger. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. All right, so we're on Esau's heel right now, man. It was what? Prophecy. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua with the name. Okay, and he's being taken out of rulership. And his name was called Jacob or Yaikwab.
Strong's H3290. Yaakov. Yaakov.
Which means supplanter. Okay. And his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Okay. Okay, that's the point on that. So back in this article, it says, the U.S. has also annexed or conquered 5 territories. It has military bases in about 80 foreign countries and territories. Since 1776, the U.S. has been at peace for just 1 out of every 20 years. Read that again. The U.S. has also annexed or conquered 5 territories. It has military bases in about 80 foreign countries and territories. Since 1776, the U.S. has been at peace for just 1 out of every 20 years, right? Because this is the whore that sitteth upon many waters, man. It's Revelation 17, the doom of Babylon. This place is Babylon. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. That's dealing with America. America is that great whore. Her sitteth upon many waters. We just read it to you. Okay? I'll read it to you again. The U.S. has also annexed or conquered 5 territories. It has military bases in about 80 foreign countries and territories. Since 1776, the U.S. has been at peace for just 1 out of every 20 years. There you go. Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. They committed fornication because they wanted to make money off this place. You know, they were once weak, but now they're strong, and they put all their money into their military. Also, the immorality of this place. Other nations have drunk it. They have followed the ways of this place, man, thinking it was the way of prosperity. Because remember, everyone who's not of the elect, including these heathen nations and kingdoms, they wander after the beast. Verse 3. So he carried me away into the spirit of the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. Okay, so this is symbolic of the whore. full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So that's where this comes into play. Okay, which is broken down by apostles and elders, which the Wadi Habashim Shai for the apostles, the elders, the brotherhood. Okay, it says the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is Nado. Okay, 7 heads equals 7 governments or mountains or kingdoms that'll be ruled by Esau. Okay, because Esau had got a blessing from Isaac too. So let's break this down. 7 heads: the Greeks, the British, Germania Minor, Germania Major, the Romans, the French, the Spanish. Okay. The 10 horns: Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England and Ireland, West Germany. Okay. What's in that wine? Philosophy, democracy, religion, idolatry, oaths, lies, adultery, covetousness, murder. All right? Destruction, war. Okay? And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet cover and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, going into the allure, the wealth of this place. Okay? Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Okay? And upon her forehead was a name written: Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Right? Because here you have changing of kinds, same-sex marriages. And these other nations eat it up. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Who were the saints? The Israelites. Okay. Let's see. We go back here. Yep. It says there were an estimated 10 million native people living on the continent when the settlers arrived. By 1900, the estimated indigenous population was less than 300,000. That's the woman being drunken with the blood of the saints, man. Okay, and much, much more, what they did to the north and the southern kingdoms. Okay. Verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua, because there's yet more slaughtering of the saints to happen. Okay. Some brothers were set up for allotted to be beheaded, to be martyrs, to be witnesses. Okay. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. 17. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore did thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. Right? Because remember, the whore is being carried by this beast. Okay? These nations was riding upon their back. What they going to do to her? They're going to get tired of her. Okay, what's the Hungarian Prime Minister saying? Which is not a part of the 7 and the 10, by the way, but it did join NATO in 1999. They're saying that the West End is imminent. Okay, so this back in the article from Collapse.news. What will this fall's election bring? The upcoming elections, both in the European Union, EU, and the U.S., will be an indicator as to where the world heads next. So people have their eyes on this place. Who's going to be the next president? Okay. Based upon that, the other nations will begin to make their chess moves. Okay. It says the upcoming elections, both in the European Union, so the beast, and the U.S., the whore, will be an indicator as where the world heads next. How the West will lead moving forward. Depending on who gets installed into office this fall, the West will either rise or fall. And it does, and it's inevitable that it's going to fall anyway, because it's prophecy. Okay? Revelation 17 says the doom of Babylon. Revelation 18 talks about the fall of Babylon. Okay? And it does sadly seem as though the West time is up, and that a new era is upon us that many will not enjoy, which is the NWO, the ushering in of the Rice device. Okay? The proponents of the old world are sitting in Brussels And although it is not my business to interfere in Babylonian politics, I fear that they are also sitting in Washington, Orban said. This is what they're doing this year. This year we will try to drive them out. Okay? It says, which that's pretty much it. It's not much more in the article, but, that alone, these two articles, a lot of good edification. Okay? So back in Rev 17:7, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which had the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Remember, the bottomless pit is Europe, Revelation 20. Okay? So this is dealing with the USA, Babylon the Great, America, right? And go into perdition, because this place is slated for nuclear destruction, perdition. Watch that show Fallout, right? And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. So if you're not part of the elect, you're going to get caught up in the allure of the horror, and you're going to marvel, okay? And you're going to follow, you're going to drink of his wines. When they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here's the mind which had wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Go back. Okay? 7 heads, 7 governments or kingdoms ruled by Esau. The Greeks, the British, Germania Minor, the Spanish, the French, Germania Major, the Romans. Okay? Verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. When he cometh, he must continue a short space. Okay, so I took some notes right there. Okay, the 5 that are fallen are Germania Major, Germania Minor, the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, right? The other one is not yet come, because remember, John the Revelator, the British Empire didn't come till after, Esau had to be loosed a little season. Okay? And out of this British Empire came who? Babylon. Okay? Verse 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, that's Babylon the Great, and is of the 7. Babylon came out of Britain, and goeth in prediction. It's destined that this place will be destroyed by nuclear fire. Okay? And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So these 10 kings, they don't have no kingdom, but they all going to be on one accord to get power with the beast, okay, to push this NWO, the New World Order, all right? And the others not yet come. When he cometh, he must continue a short space. No, I'm sorry, 12. I'm reading 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, they are one accord to push this new world order. Okay? And shall give their power and strength unto the beast. 14. These shall make war with the Lamb. Who's the Lamb? Yahushua. Okay? You can read about this in 2 Esdras 13. And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and kings of kings, and they that are with them are called and chosen and faithful, the elect. Okay, verse 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Okay, so that breaks down why, going back to this article, it says the U.S. has also annexed or conquered 5 territories. It has military bases in about 80 foreign countries and territories. Since 1776, the U.S. has been at peace for just 1 out of every 20 years. Okay, it's the horse sitting on many waters. Verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon a beast shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So they all these nations that possess nuclear capability, like France, for example, they're gonna take part in the destruction of this place, because they're gonna get tired of the whore. Okay, for the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua had put it in their hearts to fulfill His will. Right, tells you in Proverbs that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever He will, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So, yeah, there you have it. You know, get a couple more, because this explains why this place is continually at war, right? Only 17 years of peace. That's crazy. This is Genesis 27 and verse 38, right? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. But we know these devils they literally have direct energy weapons that they use to destroy things from above. And they literally possess all of the pleasant places on the earth right now. That's their kingdom. Okay? And by thy sword shalt thou live. They live by the sword. It's part of their blessing. Right? That's why they have their military, their weapons, their space force, their fighter jets, you know, their U.S. embassies and consulates. This is what they do. And shall serve thy brother, Jacob, the Israelites. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing which his fathers blessed him, which was what? The kingdom, to be sons of the living power. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So that's why it's an intense spiritual hatred that these devils have for us, man, because they know what we're going to inherit. Okay? But, hey, so with that, I'm going to end it. Wait. Actually, you know what? I got to get a couple more. This is Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, going back to the blessing that Isaac gave Esau. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Who is the judges? The Israelites. Right? Main judge is our Lord and Savior, Yahushua. He put up a whole different person. Okay? Now, this is Numbers 35 and 33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood is to follow the land. And this woman is drunken with the blood of the saints. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So, hey, this place is slated for destruction, man. Okay? Ezekiel 35, I'm going to get right to the point. In 35, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. All right? Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers, and they shall fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return. And you shall know that I am Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's ultimately going to take place when the nukes drop. Okay? But with that, I'm going to close it. I pray this has been edifying and informative. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem, Makakodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect.